Hello and welcome to another episode of The Garcias. I'm Pico the Sun, and today we'll talk about the Beats Fit Pros. The Beats Fit Pros are portable, Bluetooth noise cancelling earphones which have Apple's latest H1 chip inside them. Out of the box, they come with a USB-C cable for charging, other ear tips to fit your size, the charging case, the earphones, and not much else. The H1 chip that come with them means that they're automatically recognized by your Apple devices the moment you open the case, showing you the battery percentage of the earphones themselves and the charging case. That also means that you can be playing something on your iPad and then play something else on your iPhone, and the audio will switch seamlessly. Ideally. But in the 4 months I've had these, the syncing hasn't always been perfect. I talked about this in my Sony XM4's video, and there has been more than one occasion when I've had to manually sync them to an Apple device. And the switching from one Apple device to another hasn't always been seamless. I could be on Spotify on my iPhone and on YouTube on my iPad, and when I paused Spotify and played YouTube, the audio wouldn't automatically switch. Is that expectation too high? I noticed though that if Spotify were open on both devices, then the switch would be seamless. Oh, and the H1 chip also means that you can share audio on a single Apple device with another person using their own pair of Apple earphones. Meaning my wife and I can enjoy watching Squid Game on her tablet in a coffee shop without disturbing other people in the space. Another feature that these have is spatial audio, and it was the first time I experienced that on these earphones. I don't have AirPods Pros, so the moment I put these on, the spatial audio was automatically set, and the sound seemed so realistic that I thought that the music was playing directly out of my phone speaker. I was shocked to find that Trisha, who was sleeping beside me, had no reaction to the sound. It's a nice feature, but as of 2022, I haven't found a practical use for it, so I usually just turn them off. I've heard that some people enjoy watching movies with these, but they seem like more of a gimmick to me. The size makes them pocketable, but a lot make the argument that they're not as pocketable as the AirPods or AirPods Pros. They definitely make a bulge in your pocket, but are nonetheless portable. For those quick store runs where you'd like to have access to earphones and headphones are just too impractical, these are just perfect. Noise cancelling is also good on these earphones. I'd still prefer the XM4s for studying or completely blocking out noise, but they provide good noise cancelling for blocking out trucks or cars when you're going out for a walk, if that's something you prefer. On the other hand, if your route makes it necessary that you have to hear the sound of cars and trucks, you can switch them to transparency mode, either on your device or by long pressing the physical button on the earphones themselves. Speaking of buttons, these have clickable physical buttons that can play, pause, rewind, skip to the next track, or even switch from noise cancelling to transparency mode, as mentioned. And while we're on the topic of physical build, another unique feature of these earphones are their wingtips. Unlike other products like say the Jaybirds, the wingtips of these earphones are permanently attached and aren't customizable. I'm on the fence about these wingtips because of how they're sometimes comfortable, but at other times irritating, and that depends on the angle they're placed in. Maybe it's just a matter of adjustment or getting used to, but they're important to mention because they're a non-issue in other products that don't have them, like AirPods. Although the battery life on these are not as game-changing as the XM4s, Apple claims you can get about 6 to 7 hours of playback on a single charge, while the carrying case holds about 18 hours of charge, for a total of 24 hours playback. And from the time I've used these, that's about true. Other people say that the bass is heavier on these, but as an average user, I say that the sound quality is still great. I haven't noticed the heavier bass, but you should probably take the word of the audiophiles for that one. What I did notice is that calls are much better here than on my XM4s. They look better on Zoom calls too, compared to a pair of bulky headphones. Overall, I'd say that these are a pair of quality, pocketable, noise-canceling earphones that provides stable and semi-comfortable audio. Perfect for calls, good for entertainment, with great portability. And that concludes this episode of the Garcias. Catch you in the next one.